Yes, we are live. Welcome to the very first episode of Saudi PL Central, your weekly dive into or deep dive into everything Saudi Pro League.
Of our podcast is our chance to zoom out. So we're going to talk about where the league stands right now and what's still to play. So with Al Nassr, I think they've gone up on the league now, so they're pushing to get Champions League and other things as well. Etihad are getting closer to winning the league, and I can't remember who the one that got promoted into our league at the moment. It was
So
announced last
just
night, wasn't it?
yes, I was Neom. Hopefully, I'm saying it right. But yeah, Neom officially promoted into the Saudi Pro League. I think they're called Neom Sports Club. And funny enough, Saeed Ben Rama, when he left the Premier League to go to Neom, a lot of eyeballs were sort of raised and eyebrows were raised and thinking, why would he go from the Premier League to the Saudi Pro League? So yeah, Neom have done really well, and they got promoted. Saeed Ben Rama, when he initially came to the Saudi Pro League, or switched over to Saudi Arabia, people were questioning why the Saudi Pro, why the switch over, and then also not even into the Saudi Pro League. He went into the lower division, but look at him now, promoted and into the big time with Neom as well. So yeah, I mean, in terms of the season, Etihad are leading the table with 74 points after 31 matches, just ahead of Hilal, who have, a bit of a soft spot for, I must admit, as they are maybe the closest team, in my opinion, to Arsenal. So they are second with, so they are second with 68 points. I think Hilal fans will be really disappointed this year if they don't get the at least Champions League spots, because they lost to Ahli in the Champions League semi-final, and then not to be able to get the league. Obviously, you're not guaranteed the league every year, but they're 4 points behind at the moment, and just chasing. Among the team that are chasing the pack at the moment. Then we've got Nasser, as you mentioned, Emily. Ronaldo's 23 goals are sitting third with 63 points, and Al-Qadsiya are fourth with 62 points. Whereas relegation battle, we've got Al-Raid that has become the first team to be confirmed relegated side after their 1-0 defeat to Damak, ending their continuous stay in the division. Meanwhile, in the top goal scorer, it's heating up, Emily.
Yeah, Ronaldo is currently leading at the moment with 23 goals. Followed closely, I'm probably going to really mess up how to say this name. Is it Hamadella?
You've got it, Hamdallah.
21 each.
Yeah.
Wow, we want to see Ronaldo. I think it's going to sound really what's it, but probably the only trophy he's probably going to lift this year if he can get the golden.
You might have set a few Al Nassr fans or Ronaldo fans more than Nassr.
Well, I'm a Ronaldo fan as well, so it hurts me to say that as well. But yeah, it's not looking good for him at the moment with going out on the Champions League. So it probably is going to be the only trophy that he will win, and it really pains me to say that. I'm just trying to see who the other leagues are as well for the other top goal scorers, because I think
Ivan Toney's pretty close.
Can't see where it is.
Just having a quick look myself. So yeah, we've got Ronaldo, Benzema, Hamdallah, Ivan Toney, and Julian Juananes for Qadsiya, who for me will leave it for the end of the season, but has been part of a team that I've actually been really impressed in terms of the Al-Qadsiya side there. So yeah, I mean, Ronaldo, can he get the golden boot, and can he continue to score and try to get those that 1,000 goal record? Will he do it in the Saudi Pro League? I'm sure the Saudis will lift mountains and pay whatever it takes to be able to keep him in the league, and yeah, try to see if he can, break that record whilst playing for the Saudi Pro League side, Al Nasser. And then with just a few matches left, Etihad are in pole position. We've mentioned that. Hilal hot on their heels. I mean, in terms of Hilal's attacking prowess, Emily, have you been impressed, and who have you been impressed with?
I think with their attacking side, players like Marcus, Leandro, and Mitrovic, it gives them the edge over most. But as well, you can't take away from the fact with Etihad that their consistency has been really well this season, and they seem to play well as a team with Benzema and Diaby and that up front. So I think they, if they keep on the way they are, they should hopefully, for them and Etihad fans, lift that trophy at the end of the season.
Hopefully not. Hopefully they can slip up and Hilal can
You
creep
see
in at the very last minute. I mean, it has been a hectic, crazy Saudi Pro League. And I think what I really love about the Saudi Pro League is the fact that we are in a phase where there is a lot of heavy investment from different investors, whether it's in Saudi Arabia or the IPF, the Saudi private fund. And we're just at a stage where you've got so many clubs. For example, Qadsiya coming up from the being a promoted team to the Saudi Pro League. I believe they are owned by the Saudi oil company Aramco. So again, that's not a poor investor at all. But the reason I love it is because with all these different investors, you've got teams that are really going toe to toe, and you've got teams that are no lesser than one another. Really, they're going to put up the money, they're going to put up the players, they're going to put up the facilities and the training and the management and the coaching, anything they need for them to really go out there and go at it on a weekly basis and try to get that all important sort of trophy in the domestic league as well as the international leagues as well. For me, in terms of predictions then, prediction time, Emily, who have you got for the title?
I'm going to be backing, I know it's not going to be what you want to hear, but I'm going to go for Etihad to go for the title. I think we're coming down from being 2-0 down to Al Nassr last week and coming back to win it. I think they've just proved that they've got fight in them and that they want to win this league, and they're not going to stop at anything from getting in their way for doing it.
Yeah, I mean, to be perfectly honest, Etihad have been a bit of a machine. Their Achilles heel is their defence, ironically. But anything from the midfield onwards, when you've got Kante, Fabinho in the middle, you've got Moussa Diaby, Abdullah Al Aboud, Benzema, and then Hassan Owa usually just in behind him. You've got the former Barca youth player in Javi Hernandez for Barcelona, literally just 20 years of age. They are a bit of a problem attacking wise. And I don't know, for me, I just feel like if they go on to build their defense even more next year, they may do crazy things. I think they were one of the teams that was heavily in for Virgil van Dijk before Liverpool managed to secure him to a long-term deal or a deal again with Liverpool. But if they were to get someone like Van Dijk, I could genuinely see them getting a quadruple or something next season. So it's good news. They haven't done so, but you're right, they are an absolute machine. For me, I'll go with Al Hilal. I don't know if I'm being just simply biased or because of my affection for or towards Al Hilal, or if I'm just simply a football romantic that wants it to go down to the final wire. So for me, I'll go with Hilal. Next question. It's going to be looking at the Golden Boot We've spoken about who's in the leaderboard at the moment. Who do you think is gonna do it? I don't know if we're gonna go with our hearts or our heads here.
Well, obviously, with him sitting at the top, Ronaldo, you all assume that he is going to score and it's going to be like top golden boot. But I don't know when was the last time that he didn't score against Etihad, did he, at the week last week? And
No.
I can't. I'm trying to think back when the last time he scored. I do not know. Is he gone on a bit of a goal drought at the moment?
Yeah,
Seems
I mean,
harsh to say, doesn't it? Um,
yeah.
but you'd hope for him to go and do it, but I don't know. I mean, as well, there's other players, like Benzema and that, they could go on and they could go and score a hat trick at the weekend or something, and it could be his to lose, and then it could be just fall down for Ronaldo. But I would hope he'd do it, but we'll see what happens.
No, you're absolutely spot on. I think the last time he scored was in the Champions League against Yokohama when they won 4-1. Since then, he didn't score against Kawasaki when they lost 3-2. He even had that incredible chance towards the end where it felt like if he just cushioned it properly and then set himself up, he would have maybe got the goal. But I guess you can't score every single time. And then Nasser, you're right, against Etihad, he didn't get that goal. But I think for me, I think more sort of shockingly, the game against Akhdud, I think it was. Akhdud, that was. Yeah, I mean that game. Initially, he didn't even start, and he didn't. I don't think he even played really, but he didn't get a goal in that 9-0 win. And you'd think that kind of game, where the likes of Sadio Mane was just bagging himself goals, even John Duran was in on the act, who had been going in a bit of a goal drought. You know, it would have been amazing to see him play in that game, but hopefully he's able to sort of come back this week because we are covering Al Nassr's next game. So yeah, I mean to see Ronaldo back in the firing line or back in the scoring, it would be amazing. And I think a happy Ronaldo is a happy Saudi Pro League. That's one thing I realised from covering the Saudi Pro League so far. You know, whenever he scores and whenever he's doing well, the Saudi Pro League really gets the elation and the numbers that it requires. You know, so yeah, I mean on Friday 7 p.m. when Al Nassr take on Al Tawoun, we'll be covering that game. We'll sure be hoping that he gets himself back on the scoreboard.
Bag of few.
Outside of that, so you've gone for Ronaldo. Do you know what, Emily? I think I'm going to go for Hamdallah. You know, the reason being, Al Shabab, even though they're not a top four team, this guy is a bit of a goal machine, and just recently he got to. I think he's become the only second player. So yeah, they are sixth place, Al Shabab, but Alhamdulillah became, I think, the only second player in the Saudi Pro League's history to get 150 goals. And he reminds me of a proper, typical, old-fashioned number nine or a striker. I think he's the closest thing to Ronaldo in the sense of just somebody who's absolutely hungry for goals. I remember just recently he's there arguing with one of his teammates to take the penalty and chase down Ronaldo. So I've got my money on Hamdallah. So that's the golden boot. You've gone with Ronaldo. I've gone with Hamdallah. And yeah, you think it's Ronaldo's to lose. I think we're counting out Benzema as well. I mean, he's just 2 goals behind. But something tells me they may clinch the title this week, Thursday, tomorrow, actually, when we're covering Etihad play. And then after that, he might become one of those players that are on the beach, having won the league. So yeah, for the player of the season, Emily, who have you got?
It's probably going to come off being a bit biased because he used to be a former Villa player for us, but I'm going to go with Diaby from Etihad. I think with having 14 assists so far for them, he's been instrumental in their title charge, and hopefully, as you said, tomorrow when we cover Etihad's game, that they go on and win the league tomorrow night. So it'd be nice to see. Nice to see a former Villa player get to lift a trophy more than what we've done this season. So
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I mean, that's who you reckon will be the player of the season. I think we should have maybe, I don't know, a fans player of the season, who we think is going to be the player of the season, and who we think the Saudi Pro League might give it to. Because the reason I say that is the fans might choose Moussa Diaby, and you're absolutely spot on to think that the fans might say, you know what, this is who deserves to be the player of the season when it comes to the end of the season. Other players might pip him until then. But for me, I think on a personal level, and I think in terms of the aspect of the Saudi Pro League, I think the person they're going to go with in terms of the Saudi Pro League, it's going to be Benzema. And I wouldn't be too upset if that were to happen, because I think Benzema and Ronaldo's relationship has always been documented to be, at the very least, cordial, if not, a pretty good relationship. But the reason I think he is going to be the player of the season is because midway through the season, there was actually a little bit of a rift between Ronaldo and Benzema. That, for me, showed that Benzema is absolutely dead serious about winning this league and doing whatever it takes, even if it means, ruffling a few feathers, which is good to see, because I think the perception outside the Saudi Pro League and outside the people that watch the Saudi Pro League is that these players are over the hill, they're no good, and they come to the Saudi Pro League just for the money. Now, Benzema, before he came, the year before, was the Ballon d'Or winner, and then to come and play with the level of intensity that he's playing with, even players like Gini Wijnaldum, who play for teams that are lower down the table, the likes of Etifak. I love the way that these guys are playing. I love the amount of energy and effort they're putting in. So I think it could be Karim Benzema, really. So for the continental ambitions, the Asian Champions League, moving on to the Asian Champions League spots, who do you reckon will be the top 3 teams that will go on to qualify for the Asian Champions League?
So far, obviously, with the way the table's showing, I think Etihad will probably secure a spot if they go on to win. And I think as well, Hilal should go and secure one. But I think the third one is going to depend on, at the moment as well, it could be Al Nassr, but it depends on how they go out on Friday and how they go and play the game. It can all change there. But I think Etihad and Hilal are probably the 2 that have secured theirs. It's just going to be whether or not Al Nassr are going to focus and get that 3rd position to end the season with, or not. It's up to them whether or not they can be the what's of their season, and they can make it good or bad.
Absolutely. And you know what, to be fair, a lot of people are saying that Ronaldo's stay, because they put a 2-year contract in front of him, Ronaldo's stay could be riding on if they get the Champions League next year, or at least if they show some level of ambition. I don't think it's going to depend on that, because I think Ronaldo is a little bit of a standalone in the aspect that I wouldn't say he's been solely bought to be the main attraction for the Saudi Pro League, but I think his goal and his mission is a little bit greater than the Champions League for himself. He has been absolutely amazing in bringing the necessary attention and having people like us make an entire fan channel on the Saudi Pro League.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Al Nassr are in a real difficult position because Ahli have actually won the Champions League, as we did cover previously, meaning that Ittihad, if they win the league, they're through. Now Nasser need to get second because Ahli, having won the Champions League, they're going to be in there. So Nasser, you're absolutely right, need to maintain the position and then try to knock Hilal off their perch, which is going to be it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy because um, if Hilal don't have the Champions League next year, um, could they attract the level of caliber of the players that they want? Um, Whereas I think Al Nassr with Ronaldo could attract anybody, regardless whether they're in the Champions League or not. So it's very very interesting. It's going to be between those four. Ahli already Champions League winners, and then between Ittihad, Hilal, and Nasser. So yeah, I mean, given their current form, Al Nassr could go on, having smashed Ukhdud 9-0. They could really go on to push. So that's promising for Al Nassr. Again, as a Al Hilal fan, um, the level of disappointment I think Al Hilal fans had losing to Ahli. Ahli did go on to win the Champions League, but I think the excuse for not winning the league this year was, all the focus is on the Champions League. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be pretty tight. It's gonna be pretty tight. And then moving on to the relegation battle, Emily. Um, who will join Al Riyadh?
Now I'm I am so sorry. I do not know how to pronounce. I'm going to try, but this is going to be right. So with Al Riyadh being relegated, I think now the focus is going to shift onto teams like Al
Yeah, I thought you'd be stuck here.
Waiver,
Um,
is it? I don't know how you say, and Aruba, I think. They're
yeah,
both sitting really close to the drop zone, so I think it's going to be a very interesting end of the season to see who goes up and who goes down. But it should be an interesting time.
no, you're
Hopefully, I
absolutely
said their
right.
names right.
No, that was a very good attempt, actually. That was better than the first time I tried to attempt the names myself. But no, you're absolutely right. I mean, with Al Riyadh getting that really disappointing news that they are officially relegated from the Saudi Pro League for next year, having lost 1-0 to Damak. It's disappointing for them. I think it's the first time since 2008 that they will be leaving the Saudi Pro League. So they're a household name in the Saudi Pro League. It's a little bit sad to see them go, but we are hoping that with their experience and the caliber of players they've got, they're able to really find their feet again and get promoted straight back up, so we can cover their games again. They've been a joy to watch over the years, and obviously it's always sad to see a club or a traditional club leave the Saudi Pro League. And you're absolutely right. I think now the shift focus or the focus shifts towards the other teams such as Wahda and Aroba. I mean, looking at the Saudi Pro League table, Wahda are well fourth from bottom. They're on 32 points. You've got Aroba on 30, and then you've got Ukhdud, who are on 28. So it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight, and it's going to be a real nail-biting finish. And in terms of predictions, it's a real difficult one. Emily, what do you reckon?
For me, I think Wader will survive, but I think Aruba might be in trouble. But as like I said, it's up to each team at the time that you play each last game as like a final, and you just go out there and you do it. But yeah, them are my predictions for the end of for this season for who's going down.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely spot on. I mean, the likes of Wahda and Aruba, it's going to be a real difficult last couple of weeks. And yeah, you wouldn't want to be in their position, you wouldn't want to be in their shoes. It's going to be nail biting. And I think for anybody involved, you're absolutely spot on. Excuse me. You've got to essentially treat it as cup finals for these last few games. So yeah, I think sort of quick fire questions to finish off just before we wrap up. I would probably ask who is your favourite player so far?
Well, my one, I've followed Ronaldo every league and everywhere he's gone, so Ronaldo is my favourite. But I think at the moment, watching the last a few games of Etihad, I'll go with Benzema. I think Benzema's been really well, and he's my second one next to Ronaldo that's played really well this season.
Sweet. And if you could have a soft spot for any of the Saudi Pro League teams, which team would you have a soft spot for?
I like, is it Al Ali, the ones that won the champions? I think I like them. I think they're my soft spot for them this season. I'll probably watch them some more this season and probably next year as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Ali's fans are nuts. And I think that once you've got the likes of Ivan Toney, Riyad Mahrez, Firmino, you've got Frank Kessie. It's a team to be excited for. They've not really lived up to their expectations so far, but I think it's a massive weight off their shoulder because even though they haven't been doing that well in the league, to go on and win the Champions League, they've done really, really well. And then in terms of standout teams, I think for me, I'm gonna go for obviously the season's not finished, but so far my standout team has been Katsia. Again, as I mentioned, to go from being promoted to a team that's slayed so many top giant clubs and got some incredible results. That's probably been my sort of surprise package team of the season. So that's that, and essentially that wraps up our first ever podcast here on Saudi PL Central. So thank you for rocking with us. If you're watching this now, or if you're going to be watching it later, we are eternally grateful, and to all the Centralites that have been, watching us on the live watch-alongs on our YouTube channel. Thank you to those that are following us on Twitter, Instagram, on the good old TikTok. Huge thank you guys to you guys as well. You have been amazing, and we are Saudi PL Central. We're trying to build the first ever independent fan channel covering the Saudi Pro League. We have so much in store in terms of the ideas that we have and where we want to take this fan channel. A lot of it we're not going to spill the beans on just yet, but we are so excited for where this is going to go.
So that's everything. We'll be back next week. So we'll be breaking down more of the final title push, who's going to clinch the golden boot, and any shock results that happen from now until then. So from me, Emily.
And from me, the gentleman, this is the Saudi PL Central. and hope to catch you soon. Please do make sure, if you're not following us across the different social media channels on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, make sure you're following us on all the platforms. It's at Saudi PL Central, at Saudi PL Central. And yeah, until next week or our next podcast, hope to see you soon. And thank you for joining me today as well, Emily.
Thank you. It's been real fun. I've really
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
Sweet. Looking forward to doing this all over again. And ciao, ciao.
See you later.